loves his own kids. Look for those leverage points as you try to get people to wake up to the reality of what life is offering them. Now, I've had many guides along this path. Oprah, obviously, my wife Lisa, who is the main reason I've been doing entertainment, because it was not part of my vision board. I am and I was very happy doing heart surgery, which I still do once a week. The guests who come on my show teach me a lot, the Charlie Sheens of the world. You know, I had the duck commander on this week with his whole family. Again, very insightful people. And I showed him a liver, and then I showed him a human liver, and he showed me a duck liver. And we began talking, and you know, he had an addiction problem when he was younger. And it's one of the reasons he's such a spiritual person. And having him just tell the story of how he realized where he was going in life and how he awakened to where he should go in life was very revealing to me. Because I think it's a story many of us have as we go through transformations. And the audience, all of you. Because the audience has unique insights. It's why I care so much about social media and the power that it plays, because it can teach me a lot about what you actually are hearing. And by the way, if you do use Facebook or Twitter, please join us. You know, Dr. Oz is on both those sites. We have over 6 million people who are part of the community. And I've learned a lot about how you talk to people in the audience, both on the show and in the other different formats, including social media. And you begin to realize how much wisdom is out there if you can harvest and bring it back. So these guides have helped in many ways. But this is what many of the people you're talking to look like. This is my audience. So, how do we deal with this? What do you offer to someone who's sitting back there? Remember I spoke about the psychology of change? They're not thinking about changing. They've got their beer and their remote and they are happy. So how do you shake them a little bit? Because that's our challenge. Well, you can do it in a couple different ways. To transform, and these are the rules of engagement here, so remember these. Number one rule, to truly change somebody, do not bother changing their mind. Change how they feel. That's how they'll actually change what they're doing. Number two, make it easy to do the right thing. Have fun with it. Make it playful. They need to want to see you. So this event is a great example. You know, 7,000-8,000 people came here today because it's fun. This whole week has been fun. And you came to this morning's event to run because it was going to be fun. You knew that. It's why these events work so effectively. Think about this as you talk to folks in your own life. Ignore excuses. Not because they're not important, but they don't really matter. People have excuses. You know, I can't work out today because the gym is too far. I can't work out because I don't have money for the club. I can't work out because I look terrible in these workout clothes. You know, the sun's in my eyes. There are many excuses. Give people space, let them make the excuses, but they know it doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter to you either. So here's a question on this regard.
Pamela from London, Ontario. I have a question for you, and I hope you can help me. I have a lot of clients that tell me they can't lose weight because of their age, so my question is there a correlation between age and losing weight? I hope you can help me.
So Pamela's asking one of the most common questions. So let me use the example that I've given you now about how you transform people to tell a story that might help Pamela and many others who are wondering the same question. So the clear answer is age absolutely affects your ability to lose weight. There's no question. But does it control it? No. Your physical activity, your ability to do any kind of endurance exercise at age 17 is the same as at age 65. I'll say it again. Age 17, age 65, the same level of endurance. Now, age 27 is when you're strongest, fastest. That's your peak activity. But 17 and 65 are the same. So if you can maintain a few basic insights about physical activity and nutrition, you should not gain weight, at least through that part of your life. So where do we fall? Where do we make mistakes? Let's walk through these. There are a couple examples. Here's a lady who's looking at a scale. She says, good heavens, this towel weighs 14 pounds. So this is one problem, is people actually don't face the reality of what's happening. So use the tools you have to make this clear. Then you want to say, okay, is this what you really look like when you look in the mirror? Take a selfie and look at the image. Is that what I really look like? And don't criticize yourself. Look at the prettiest part of yourself to figure out if it makes difference. Then look at what might work. Now, it's easy for me to get up here and say, take some green coffee bean extract. And by the way, I never sell anything. All those ads around green coffee bean extract are fakes. If you see my picture next to a product that's being sold, they're lying to you, because I don't endorse any products. But I think green coffee bean extract as a product does work. It's been used in 3 different studies. It seems to help people lose a little bit of weight, so it's okay. But there are other ways that I think could form the foundation of how you're going to lose weight sustainably. One of them, by the way, Ozwatch is the organization we have now to look for fake ads around me, because there's so many of them. But I just tell my friends like you, just watch out for them, because there's so darn many of them, it's almost impossible to police. All right, so spicy sauces. My friends from Mexico, this works. A little picante. But when you put spicy material, capsaicin, which is the raw material, in a meal, you actually will eat less at your next meal, and your metabolism will increase. That's why you begin to sweat. So this does work. And what about fiber? It works. You can get fiber in many different ways. For Pamela, who asked that question, one of the first places I would start. Now, if you take all the fiber at once, remember, the average American eats about 12 grams roughly of fiber a day. If they go to 25 grams, which is what we desire, that's great. But if they do it in one day, guess what's going to happen? They're going to blow up. That's right. They're all passing Platos down here. They'll blow it up like this. They'll start passing lots of gas, and they won't be fun to be around. So you want to slowly increase it over a week or two to get to the 25 grams. Go ahead and take a scoop of fiber and put it in the foods that you're eating to get you that number. Let's talk about other ways of doing fiber. This is my favorite, by the way. These are these things called GG crackers. I just find them at the local store. Yeah, I use them instead of toast. They're very high fiber, dense crackers. The taste is acceptable. It's not great, but it's good enough. And instead of having toast or bread in your life, find these kinds of alternatives and then automate it. Don't reinvent the wheel. Do the same thing every day. That should be part of your life. Nuts. Personally, what I rely on, there's always nuts in my pockets. All the men have nuts in their pockets. But women should also have nuts in their pockets. They're high in fiber, in most part, high in the nutrients that we need. But the other thing about nuts you may not know is you don't metabolize, you don't digest all the nut. You lose about 15%. It goes through your body because it's not chewed up enough. So you actually don't get all the calories, but you get the taste. It's a pretty good trade-off for a lot of folks. Colas, you know the story here. The 2 biggest problems we have are colas and French fries, because they're empty calories, and that's what so many of us rely on. These are simple things to give up. If you're not going to give up a cola, at least just cut the cola in half with seltzer water. Take seltzer water, put it inside the cola. I pretty much assure you, you can't tell the taste difference. They'll both taste the same to you. So it's an easy way of cutting out half the calories. And then there's physical activity. You cannot lose waste without muscle mass. Pamela's question about aging and weight gain is primarily based around this insight. If you don't have enough muscle mass, you don't have the metabolic furnace to lose weight. As we get older, we become more sedentary. You don't have to be, but we do. And because you become more sedentary, you have less muscle mass, especially women going through menopause, don't have the muscle mass they need, they begin to put weight on. So how do you build this back up again? I have a little present for you. Each of you, when you leave, you're ready to go home with your gift bag, and thanks to Dan, who's hustled, when I flew out yesterday, I brought you thousands of DVDs that you're gonna... These were made by a very close friend of mine, Joel Harper. He did them for our U-books. They're called You on a Diet DVDs. They're blue. This guy, by the way, is world class. He trains all the stars on Broadway. He's really good. He made these DVDs for Health Corps, and as a way of paying you back for all your kindness, we're giving you each one of these DVDs. You ought to check out Joel Harper anyway. He's a brilliant guy, but use these these simple little exercises we have in there. You can just rip it out and put it on your computer, travel with it. It's an easy way. I do these exercises to get the activity and build the muscle mass that you desire. All right, so if you do it right, you're going to look like this when you're done. You guys will be pole dancing. I'm going to put the poles right here next to your Sonic Conference. All right.
Just the other day, they see me on the show. Didn't know I had style, didn't know I had flow for sure. I'm not your average block, good exercise with hip hop. It's all about the move, yeah, all about the move. No matter how we move, then we ain't gonna stop. Had to come together on the track, kick a little back about the way we move and what we like. I know what you got, what you take it in. Now to balance out your calories, you gotta hit the gym. Never on a cardiac circuit, a new politics. We'll talk exercise, not politics. You only got one life to live, live healthy, that's what it is. Let's go!
Now, how many of you have seen the Dougie? You know the Dougie go like this? So, I had the First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, on the show this year, and she wanted to teach me how to do the Dougie. So I did the Dougie, and soon afterwards, Dougie Fresh, who's a very prominent rap producer, called me and said, would you like to make a rap video together? So this just was released. It's called Everybody. The White House actually did a big press